Hey everybody, today I have a slightly different video style for you. Basically what I wanted to talk about, rather than teaching you some chords or some melodies or some music, I wanted to talk a little bit about performance. And by performance, we don't mean playing at the local football stadium. I'm talking about you're at a barbecue, you're at a party, you're at a house, whatever, and someone hands you a guitar and goes, hey, play me something. And you might have already just got chills up your spine like, oh crap, that would be terrible. I feel the same way. I've played guitar for most of my life, and still when that happens, I get very embarrassed, very nervous and anxious. But over the years, I've thought about it and done it, found the bravery to actually play a couple times in those kinds of situations. And I thought I'd share it with you because so many of us, when someone said, oh, hey, you're doing guitar lessons or you're watching guitar on YouTube, here, play me something. So many of us would say no. You just go, no, I'm not doing that. It's not happening. I'm too shy. Don't even think about it. I've done that a lot, for sure. But if I can encourage you to actually, A, find the courage to play in those situations when you're put on the spot and show your friends or family what you've been working on. And B, if we can do a bit of intelligent preparation, it might actually be all right. So firstly, let me strongly encourage you, if and when that does happen to you, please do play. Don't back out. It's so easy to back out, and it's so terrifying to play in a situation like that. I am much more scared if 3 people said, oh, here's a guitar. What have you got? That is way scarier than going up in front of 300 people at a concert. Way scarier. But it's such an important stepping stone in your development every time you do something like that. There's a few main categories when I have heard people playing, and I thought we'll talk about them a bit, and then I'll show you some ideas that might make that kind of situation or a jam or a campfire situation better. One of them, the most common one, is probably, oh, okay, I'll play something, and you play a cover song, so a song that you've learned from the radio or from Ed Sheeran or from Metallica or whatever. Definitely not criticizing that. What I am criticizing, though, is that I see all too often people will get part of the way through the song or the piece of music and it will collapse. They don't know the end of it. You might know the first verse, the first riff, you might know a little bit of the second verse or the second riff or whatever. Sorry, I put a cut in the video there because someone came into the room. But basically, super, super high priority, be able to finish your songs. And I would say to every guitarist out there of any standard, super, super beginner, bit more advanced, and like so many of the things I teach, I'm guilty myself of not always doing this. We have to finish our songs, or at least if you're learning a song, you want to have at least one song or one piece of music, I don't care how simple or short or basic it is, that you can play to the end. My first ever guitar teacher always told me, don't stop in the middle of a hoedown. And if you do, for example, find the bravery to sing in front of your parents or your schoolmates or your friends or your colleagues or whoever, whatever, play or sing, they will love it. People will love it if you just share yourself. But if you go, oh crap, I don't know the rest of it, they'll still be encouraging because you've shown bravery in doing that, but just get to the end of the song. So that's like the most important tip I have. Every guitarist or musician, have at least one thing that's nice and easy to play, that you like playing, that you're kind of comfortable playing. Make sure if you were put on the spot and someone just handed you the guitar with no preparation, no lyric sheets, no tabs, you don't have your phone to check the words, you can play it to the end. That will really give some great joy to your life, because I promise you eventually it will happen. Someone goes, hey, play something for me. If you can just get to the end of a song, your mates will be happy, they'll clap you, they'll cheer, whatever. And you can either play more, which they'll be happy to hear, or smart move is often hand the guitar to the next person. It's quite often there'll be more than one person in a group that can play the guitar. So if you've done your thing, and especially if you've gotten it done without too much chaos, go, cool, that was my song, here, you play too, you play a song. And that's a really nice way. That's where this kind of situation turns into a real joy, where all of a sudden the instrument's being passed from person to person and the music's being shared. So it's super important to have at least one piece that you can play to the end. Super important. Point number two, and this is more because if someone handed the guitar to me and said, hey, play something, I would probably do some of the kind of improvisation Spanish stuff that I'm kind of, I won't say known for, but it's the style that I play. And when I was younger, what I would do if someone go, hey, play something, I would basically try to be as impressive as I could, as quickly as I could. So I might go. Like, cool, wow, that was impressive. Problem is, I go, wow, that was cool, play something else. Like, you've kind of already heard me play my fastest. You've already heard me play my loudest. You've already heard my most exciting. You've already heard several of my tricks in a very short space of time, the percussion, the Spanish sound, and so on. So what I learned over time, same goes for a concert. Like if you play your fastest, best, most exciting, most intricate song first, fine. But what are you going to do next? So we build. So in a performance, we build. So now, if someone said to me, hey, play something, I would start slow and very simple. I would basically deliberately stretch it out. A bit more tension, it can feel a bit uncomfortable because that kind of awkward, almost like intimacy, but I would still do it. So that was my first chord change from like a B flat to an A. Probably gone for 15 or 20 or 25 seconds already. And I'm still on 2 chords. So this is something I really learned over time, because ideally, if you play something nice and simple and melodic, people will still perk their ears and be listening and be engaging. But I haven't really gotten out of first gear yet. The advantage of staying in first gear is that when I go, say, to second gear, it's interesting. One that I love on the acoustic guitar, if people ask me to play it, to build tension, is the tapping. So I might just use my thumb, like the bone of the thumb. People do love that sound. Maybe I'll introduce a third chord. So these days, if someone asked me to play something, I would basically give as little as possible and still try to hold the attention of the listening group, so that each element I added, whether it was just one more chord or one more string, you might start playing on just some of the strings, not all of them. Or every time, like I might stay low on the neck, so slowly, I can slowly develop up the neck, just as I might slowly develop introducing speed, introducing the percussion stuff, introducing faster. So that's a real tip that I've developed over time. When you are doing anything in public, or in public just with your mates and stuff like that, as well as more serious performances, which I do encourage you to do, even before you think you're ready to do them, start slow and just reveal one thing at a time. Don't sing your highest note. Don't play your fastest. Don't play your best song yet. Don't play your best solo. Don't give it all away. Take it nice and slow and build it gradually, and practice holding the listener's attention during that build. And I think you'll find you end up being a much better performer and doing a much better little jam session at your barbecue or at your school concert or wherever you are, or at work or whatever. And save it for a few minutes until you kind of bring the fireworks out, and then bring the fireworks out, do whatever's the fastest, best, coolest thing you can. And then you've done your 3, 4, 5 minutes, however long it is. Everyone will be stoked and get on with it. Either play something else or hand the guitar off to the next person and share the music around the circle. So that's just something I wanted to share with you, because I do think it's important. And I am working on it myself. If you want, come over to Patreon, and I'll do on Patreon today one or more performances where I will basically follow my own advice, eat my own cooking, and I'll do some demonstrations of the concepts I've just talked about and put together some improvisations from scratch using the concepts I've just taught. So you're welcome to come and check that out. Otherwise, good luck playing, and maybe make it your mission today to go and play for someone, your husband, your wife, your kid, your neighbor, your dog, I don't know, down at the local bakery, I don't know where you are. But it's really good to play in front of people, and it's really nice to have a bit of preparation so it's not a train wreck. So thank you, and I'll see you later.